Hi everyone, this is Bismi Palati on 88.9 FM on my show called Dominus Nisi. As I mentioned before, today's guest is talking about a charity event that's happening in the west side of Melbourne, and that's called Fiat 2026. And then see what are the things that we are going to explore under this banner and then what is happening, why it is happening. So welcome, Dr. Michael, to my show. How are
Thank you.
you?
I'm very good. Thank you.
I know that you were here before while we were talking about your book
Yeah.
and talking about how you became an author, how you are helping the community in that social work area. But you're here today with a different perspective or maybe a different leadership role that you are running now. So can you please share about what is happening with this Marian Centre Melbourne? So it's everywhere and it's bit I would say that new concept that's coming up in this area for charity. So can you share a little bit about what is Marian Center, how it was born, and what is happening with that center?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Bismi, and nice to talk to you this afternoon. Look, um, Marian Centre is a charitable wing of St. Mary's Parish, Melbourne West.
Mhm.
And for us, charity is the essence of Christian life.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a part of my heart and it is my way of thinking in the lines of charity. When we look at charity, any number of charities that we look around in the world, most of the famous charities, you can see they are all Christian charities, especially Catholic charities. So charity is an integral part of Christian life. So that is the beginning of Marian Center. So ever since we started doing a number of charitable activities, we thought of registering a charity and as a part of formalizing all our community engagement, social engagement, we have started Marian Center, Melbourne. Yeah.
I do remember that when we initiated this long time ago, we started a bit of like a multicultural activities in the church and bringing all different communities like Chinese and Bengalis,
Yeah.
all different their cultural activities, and then bringing that unity into that community. And I know that at the moment, this Syro Malabar Catholic community got their own church at Raven Hall. It's
Yeah.
very beautifully designed traditional style of church there. And you may be remembering that I was bringing the conversations and the interviews from bishops and other people who were behind the scene building that church long time ago. And now they're bringing this Marian Center and bringing our younger generation into the big picture. So tell me about how will I or my community or like the whole other community other than your particular religious community will benefit from this Marian
Marian
Church
Center.
Center?
Yeah. Look, when I talk about Marian Center, there's a lot to talk.
Yeah.
We have major three themes. One
Mhm.
is culture and community and compassion.
Mm.
Yeah. So I will talk about each one of them separately.
Yeah.
But to start with our culture, cultural diversity, um, let us think about where do we live. We live in the Melton Council area
Yeah.
or in a suburb where there are 140 different ethnic communities live together. And they speak more than 100 languages. Where on earth you can think people from so many different ethnic communities come and live together in a very harmonious and peaceful way. And definitely what we need to provide to this community a space to come together, a space to come and engage together, celebrate together. That's exactly happening in Australia. In the Australian context, we can see that the social system is highly matured enough to connect with the people from different cultures to live together.
Correct.
And that needs to be promoted, that needs to be encouraged, because this is going to be the order of tomorrow. And not only that, you can see that I'm not going to be political, but so many politicians are fishing from this diversity, and they think that if we stand with the majority and we can win, or we can fish from this. And who is struggling? The new migrants.
Mhm.
Someone who came first, they establish some kind of political supremacy. And if they wanted to suppress the rest of the migrants,
Mm.
it is not going to be a better society.
Mm. Correct.
Yeah.
Mm.
So some people may be able to get a political advantage
Yeah.
for a short time. Of course, it is not going to be for a long time.
Mhm.
And this is a very dangerous phase of Australia.
Mhm.
And at this time, especially this time, it is very relevant that we have to bring as many cultures as possible. As you have told about our earlier cultural festival, that is the Western Jingles,
Mhm.
we had participants from Korea, we had participants from Vietnam, from Bengal. See, 14 different ethnic communities
Mhm.
came together on the same stage.
Yeah.
And people from different nationalities.
Mm.
That is what we have to do.
Correct.
That is how we will be flourishing
Mhm.
as a society. We are
Mhm.
all Australians now.
We are, and I think, it's really a debating conversation, is that even though you are here in Australia, telling that you're Australian, are you still keeping that your traditional trauma or that mindset in there? And then are you ready to change? But I think you can clearly see that there is an initiative, or maybe something is happening in your community so that it can be impacted or beneficial to other people, not just in a specific community. The thing that I always personally feel that, one community will do something for them, but
Yeah,
they don't include other community.
yeah.
And then even though we are saying that unity in diversity, are we really having that? That's a question.
Yeah.
But let me deep down a bit more about what is Marian Centre Melbourne is doing. How is this socially cohesive, or how that can be possible? I know that you're working in that social work environment and the church environment, and again in that council environment. So you mentioned about Melton, and the same way, Windham is also really highly active multicultural council. So you're connecting those two major councils
Yeah.
together with
Yeah.
this particular Fiat 26 that's happening this Saturday at Bacchus Marsh Town Hall. So tell us about a bit more about that social cohesion.
Look, when we think about social cohesion, just as our body needs mobility,
Mhm.
it needs to keep on moving. Otherwise, we will get stiffness.
Yeah.
So, the same thing is about the community. The community needs to keep mobilizing itself. It
Mhm.
needs to engage together. It needs to have collaboration, connection, social engagement.
Yeah.
And for this, we need to have this kind of social and cultural activities.
Mhm.
It not only connects people,
Mm.
it connects institutions,
Yeah.
it connects ideas, it connects activities.
Mm.
While listening to a program, everyone from different cultural backgrounds may get an idea. Oh, okay, this is an interesting thing which I
Mm.
did not know before.
Yeah.
And when a business comes to our cultural activity, or when we engage with a business, then we get an idea about that business.
Mhm.
Yeah. Similarly, when you look at a small program, if there are 10 or 15 people participate in that, there is an interaction between all these 10 people.
Mm.
So, similarly, hundreds of people are participating in a cultural event
Mhm.
like this.
Yeah.
And so, at least some 500 people are directly involved in
In
its
this.
activity.
Yeah.
That engagement,
Mhm.
that brings a lot of social cohesion.
Yeah.
That kind of connection, like it may be for borrowing some help from others, it
Mm.
may be just for helping one of the children to pick up or drop off,
Mm.
it may be for one family to host the practice.
Mm.
In different ways, people are always engaging when we get into this kind of activity.
Mm.
That means that we are building a growth.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are coming into a phase of progress and
Yeah.
development in every phase of our activity.
Yeah. So can you share an approximate expected number of attendees for this particular program that's happening on Saturday?
We are expecting some more than 1,000 people.
All right.
It is going to be at least 1,500 people attending.
Yeah.
We had even up to 3,000 people attended earlier.
Yeah.
So we need to have a bigger space to have all these people.
I think that's a community need now.
Yeah, our
because-
community need a bigger space. And I'm definitely saying that there should be an encouragement for all these ethnic communities to come together and perform their ethnic traditional art forms.
Yeah, so I know that this time, if you do not know, the church at Ravenhall is under Melton Council, but I think maybe half of the people attending that place is from Windham. So that's where the connection, the Melbourne West is connecting to Melton and Windham. So when we think about to accommodate at least 1,000 people, we do not have a place in Windham. And that's why we are all going to Bacchus Marsh. And this was actually raised to our mayors many different times. And then we had conversations from different multicultural organizations. But this is clearly showing that almost all the programs, and you can see from in August and September, Indian cultural festivals like Onam is celebrating, and almost things are going to Geelong West and Bacchus Marsh from Windham, from Melton, because we do not have any proper town hall or a big place that accommodate more than 300 or 400 people here. Anyway, deviating from the topic, but I'm bringing back to this stronger community building through this Marian Centre. So I can clearly see that you mentioned about practices and then people arranging those ones. So tell me about the expected, items that we can see from 4 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah. So mainly, we are going to see a number of dance programs, cultural activities performed on stage. So there will be children's performance, there will be adults performance, there will be different forms of Indian cultural programs, cinematic dance, kuchipudi dance, bharatanatyam, all forms of classical art forms, songs. Yeah. So
I was talking to one of my friends related to this program, and what I was told that they were having couple dance, and then first time ever in their life, husband and wife coming together and dancing together, practicing, and that practice itself improved their relationship. So I feel like you are doing something in disguise, even though you are actually giving opportunity to perform something. But that I think a months long practice that happened is actually building stronger relationship, not just between themselves, but between the community around them, and then cultivating that culture that they had. And they are actually sharing that to the younger generation as well. So I just want to check with you. Yes, it's clearly beneficial for their well-being, mental health, and their relationship. Do you think that this is more of like a helping in the educational and in the business side as well?
Well, in every aspect, this is really beneficial. In terms of education, when we are looking into education, probably people think of academic education only, or people think of getting the schooling well and educating well is all education. But many people who look at the outcome from education may realize that, look, schooling is only helping an individual or a person to get well filled, not well formed.
Okay.
Yeah, to get a well-formed individual, well-formed child, we need to have different kinds of activities. And that is what these kind of activities are helping. If we do not engage children with the different kinds of sports and cultural activities, they will find some solution in looking at the screen or just confined to devices. Yeah. So we cannot blame them because they do not have anything else giving them that dopamine rush. Yeah. So for the children to get that kind of contentment they have to have some kind of activity.
Yeah.
When they play in the field, or when they are performing on the stage, they get that contentment. They get
Okay.
that success feeling.
Mm.
So that is what makes an individual feeling well formed, rather
Right.
than getting the education in the classroom.
Mm.
So we cannot blame the education system, because education system is not meant for the full formation of a child,
Correct.
and the formation has to take place through number of activities
Mm.
where a child has to engage,
Mhm.
and that is what this opportunity gives the children.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can connect with that. So yeah, education, there are lots to say about education. And if you say that here, education starts maybe in VC, maybe other activities are highly active. And yeah, you're right. The education starts from family. Your parents are your first teachers, then go to school. But there is communities like religious communities, and then playing communities, like sports is a inevitable area where they build their own behavior and their own personality. But at the same time, you are building an opportunity for people coming, and then utilizing that creativity and their multicultural talents, or maybe that connection. So, um, and obviously, you mentioned about that strengthening multiculturalism through these type of organized events. And talking about Fiat, I know that this is totally a free event, right?
yeah,
Anybody can come and experience what's happening on that day. And the other beauty part of it, you can taste the wonderful taste of Kerala cuisine over there, and then you can buy whatever you want as well. So, tell us about the food that we can taste in this place on Saturday. I can see some very special Kerala chicken biryani is there, and something about cassava,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then
So we do have a delicious variety of food. Look, people have to enjoy life,
Mhm.
and entertainment and food are essential part of enjoyment. That is how we make our life living.
Yes.
And we are, of course, arranging number of delicious food, and which are going to be salivating to every Malayali. Biryani and kappa biryani, cutlet, chicken lollipop, the traditional coffee and snacks. These are all very, very favorite. Yeah.
Mm.
And we are going to have all of them, and so no one will be left out to enjoy
Yeah.
this
And
taste.
I would highly recommend, if you are deciding to go, what
Yeah.
you heard, it's like, we're expecting around 1,500 minimum.
Yeah.
And if you want to pre-book those wonderful, tasty, yummy food, you can do that as well. I'll be putting the link for those pre-booking the food under this video. And if you know anybody from this community, connect with them, because I know that many people, as we speak now, are practicing, because there's a bit of like a competition spirit is going on, because whose dance is actually really going well in duet dance. And then I think it's around 22 or 23 different groups coming and competing together
Yeah,
there.
more than. It is going to be around 5 hours of cultural performance. Yeah.
Activities, yeah. And it's interesting that there is a specific time that you can perform, and then you can add as many as people you can. So, bit of like a real professionalism. And I know that people are bringing choreographers from outside, or even outside Australia, and all their costumes are coming from variety of places. And it's a real treat for your eyes, for your mind, and for your tummy as well. So, highly encouraged to come and experience that multicultural event. Fiat 26 is happening on Saturday. Bacchus Marsh Town Hall starting from 4 p.m. And then come anytime, because it's happening for almost 5.5 hours. And then you can enjoy different parts of that activities. So coming back to promoting the business that owned by people, and especially if you think about small scale business, we need to support them, because that's their bread and butter, and many of our West Side people are depending on the business. How can you support those business people during these type of activities?
So one thing we need to really look at these small businesses. Most of these small businesses are run by newly migrated people.
Hmm.
So someone who starts a new business, they need audience.
Hmm.
They need to make people aware that we are here.
Mm-hmm.
And these kind of cultural gathering, these kind of community connections help them to reach out to the people.
Hmm.
People may be also looking for different small businesses for their own needs, and this is an opportunity for, especially for small businesses, to promote, and they come forward, and with their generous donations we are able to organize this kind of activities, and they are supporting us, and they are getting a promotion, they are getting an opening to a wider community.
So if you are a small business and if you think that Malayali audience or like, people who are younger generations who migrated recently is your audience, connect with Dr. Michael and the team because they will help you to support your business, not just on Saturday, but in a regular basis because it's an organization that helping and giving to other people and especially our Western community. So connect with the Marian Centre leadership team and then see how we can help you to grow your business and your life here in the West, because that's what we are doing. I'm going to ask another wonderful or maybe crucial question to Michael. So you mentioned that this is a great opportunity for leadership as well. So tell us how that can help other people to become a better leader through
Yeah,
Marian
yeah.
Centre.
It is a very important thing that every moment of our life shape us.
Hmm.
For a child, when they are participating in a program,
Hmm.
there involves all kinds of leadership initiatives.
Hmm.
There may be coordination, there may be allocation, one is training, one is asking the other person to stand this way. All this process is a part of leadership,
Hmm.
especially when we look at the younger generation or the children of the migrated parents. We can understand that the kind of leadership that we have learned, we are transferring to the younger generation.
Hmm.
And also the youth, those who have just finished learning things from the adults,
Hmm.
they are transferring it to the younger one.
Hmm.
And thus, they learn to lead the younger children,
Yeah.
and then they better themselves.
Yeah.
They develop their own talents, their own skills. And it is immeasurable the quantity of coordination, organization,
Hmm.
and connection with the people that we are doing as a part of organizing an event.
Hmm. Correct.
If it is 225 items, and there may be 250 people engaging into different activities,
Hmm.
there may be people purchasing things, there may be people making phone calls to coordinate different activities. So we can see that number of coordination, connection, management, and strategy building, purchasing, these kind of activities are going on as a part of
Hmm.
organizing a small event.
Correct.
Yeah. So altogether, a number of people will be emerging as leaders.
Hmm. Yeah.
Especially young people are
Hmm.
emerging as leaders.
Yeah, so I think what I can see from the outsider point of view, because I was also watching how people are actually practicing or like making sure that these days are happening in the right way. And then I was even the wynfm was our media partner for the Western Jingles last time, and then we can see how the youngsters are coming up and then participating on different ways. So I would like to check with you one more thing that because I was one of the fortunate winner of their fundraising program that Western Jingle. I had an amazing time with my friends and family of 14 people in Villa Timboon, and then we experienced beautiful time. Thank you so much for that. I want to find out what's happening this year and what are the gifts that you are going to offer for the raffle.
We do have very similar program.
Yeah.
The only difference is that our prices are a little bit higher than that. So it is going to be 1 week holiday in Vietnam rather than
Okay.
somewhere in Australia. And similarly, the number of prices are more. There are 15 prices this time.
Okay.
And there was a very big support from all the well-wishers. And we want to spend the benefit, all the donations that we receive for building a catechism center, a community center where we can gather.
Yeah. So I would say, like, there are lots of fundraising program is going on in and around Melbourne. But if you think that you can spend $50, just $50, you can go to Vietnam. You can get an iPhone or like a Samsung. I saw, like, I thought this time I need that phone, not the Vietnam trip. So if you think that, like, there are amazing gifts are already announced for the raffle ticket, and it is just the $50 that you are donating to the younger generations. What they are doing in the community is bringing a community center so that they don't need to go to other places. They bring the youngsters together to have their own sports activities, their leadership activities, their cultural activities, and even their education on the identity. Because I always stand for that people identity, because we are in this world are actually confused about your own identity, and then I think the whole parenting world is worried about their youngsters. What do they do? How do they do? Even I heard today from my son, Mom, there is something going on that you don't need girl or boy because they auto generate their next generation within their body. That's the aliens doing. That's what happening. So they are fascinated with all these animes and all these conversations. But what Marian Center is trying to do is to bringing that community center in one place where we feed the right value, right identity, and then bring the younger generation into the better way that it should be. So I think that is a valid reason for you to invest just $50 if you can, or if you have more, go ahead with that, because there are wonderful prizes that is going to be announced on Saturday around 10 o'clock or at the end of the
Yes,
session.
Saturday by the end of this
So
month.
you have time till Saturday to buy the raffles. And if you want to know more about where to buy the raffles from, you can directly contact Dr. Michael or connect with me. And then I can share with all different people who got raffle tickets around. And then people were all telling me that, Bismi, you should buy because you're a lucky winner. So I got some. So hopefully I will get some prize as well. But again, coming back to this wonderful initiative that Dr. Michael that you are doing. I know that you're so busy with your professional workspace, but you are immensely active in this religious, I would say, socially active for this community. What is your inspiration? Putting your time and effort. You got a wonderful family. You could have spent your time there, but you're spending the time for the community. What's your personal motivation?
Personally, I believe that we do have different rings.
Hmm.
So I have an individual ring, how I have to shape my person,
Yeah.
and I have a community ring,
Yeah.
and the social ring,
Wow.
right? So in a personal ring, how I think about me is if I am deviated into the bad habits,
Hmm.
so how can it be fixed? Introduce new good habits.
Okay.
This is the same thing that we have to educate everyone around us.
Okay.
Yeah, our children, all people who we engage with.
Mhm.
So we introduce very good habits,
Yep.
sports or culture or charitable activities, different activities. We are training them. That is how they are getting a chance to
Mhm.
spend their energy for good
Good things.
cause.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
for me, the next um, circle is my family.
Mhm.
So make the family better
Mhm.
in the same pursuit that I have.
Yep.
Similarly, my next ring is my community, that is my church and the people in the community.
Great.
And so, yeah, so
Oh,
building a better community, building a
yes,
better
that's
person.
I'm actually cutting off Dr. here because our time is almost 6 o'clock. But I invite everyone, come to Bacchus Marsh Town Hall on Saturday sharp 4 o'clock and take that your raffle ticket and connect with the community and taste that cultural community on stage and even with your taste bud as well. So thank you, Dr. Michael, for joining us, and hope to see you on Saturday, and let this Marian Center help that unity in diversity.
Excellent. Thank you, Bismi, for this opportunity. And thank you for everyone who was watching us. And wish you all the best. Please do come. And thank you.
Thank you very much. My show is finishing today. The Tamil show, Vanisa, is starting right now with the Kumar over there. I'll talk to you next week. Signing off, Bismi Palati on 88.9 FM. Thank you.